U-GeekTV.
So every now and again, a movie comes around that is like a reimagining or a remake, or is clearly inspired by another movie, and you don't really expect it to surpass the movie, especially when it's a classic. But there are some cases where, honestly, there was a great improvement over what the original concept was and what's found in the new reimagining of it. Rebel Ridge is such a case. It's basically First Blood and updated and starring a black man from a black man's point of view. And man, it's excellent. Let's get into it.
Real soup sandwich.
We can agree on that.
Got me thinking about that conversation we had in the cruiser about de-escalation. That also takes both sides, you know? So I was thinking, what if we just walk away?
Well, now you're starting to talk.
But then I was like, nah.
Welcome back to U-GeekTV. I am your host, Jarius, the Unapologetic Geek. And this time we are talking about Rebel Ridge. Actually, this is the Unapologetic review of Rebel Ridge. Sorry, I'm a little excited. Got some new digs, don't know how to act. Anyways, I want to get into this movie, and honestly, I'm not going to do a spoiler discussion for it because I don't think it needs one, but it's really good. And if I do decide to spoil something, just to explain how I feel about something, I'll let you know ahead of time. But anyways, let's get into this review. Rebel Ridge is one of the more pleasant surprises I've had this year. In a year that's been pretty surprising when it comes to like cinema and movies I don't have any expectations for that end up somehow exceeding my expectations. I know that sounds kind of funny, but anyways, Rebel Ridge, when I tell you this is a good damn movie, this is a good damn movie. Rebel Ridge stars Aaron Pierre as Terry Richmond, and he's just a regular guy riding on his bike. He has a backpack on, clearly used to be military or something to that effect. And this asshole cop knocks him off the road, detains him temporarily, basically takes his money, and we're off. And look, that's not a spoiler. That's really the setup of this film. And then a series of events occur. And you know what? I want to shout out to Pierre for honestly bringing a lot of personality to this character. He could have played this stoic, but he does a good job of making you feel for Terry. Terry is just trying to do right about his cousin, trying to keep his cousin out of trouble. And then you got these cops fucking with him. And as you know, a black man who has witnessed all this stuff happen, especially since 2020, in terms of cops and minorities, it does strike a chord, but it's not heavy-handed. They're not like trying to harbor on this and really push down just how confrontational the whole situation is. They do a good job of adding those subtleties in storytelling that you enjoy. It's not a heavy-handed lesson in police brutality and how police treat black people. Is very smart and well thought out, and they don't put the message in front of the story in this case. Like, the situation really serves the story well. And another thing is, that's not just what's going on. It's not really about police brutality. It's a, I'll just say it, it's more so about corruption. It's a lot of political intrigue that I didn't expect. Honestly, this movie is pretty lengthy, and there are two different stories being told that all converge together. And it's a really, really well thought out, well written, and smartly written film. Now, it didn't have as much action as I was expecting. Like, I came into this thinking that I was getting more so of a Rambo First Blood type of situation. And while the premise is similar to Rambo, they go in a completely different direction. They really flesh out the story. They flesh out your villains, your antagonists, your protagonists very well, and the supporting characters. I was really surprised at the direction that we went with this film. Like, really, I recommend anybody check this out and go in as clean as you can, because there's a lot of surprises in here. Now, while I didn't get as much action as I wanted, the action that I got was really good. There is a scene early on that takes place outside of the police station that's a standout.
Call in any units on patrol.
Yep.
Here come your peeps.
Chief,
You want to honor that deal, or do I got to transition to
put
E?
some distance between you.
Let's not do that.
And then you really don't get a lot of action up until like the climax of the story or towards the end in the third act, and you get a hell of a sequence, man. Look, Terry, Terry is on this shit, and it's really smart. You can't just have like a civilian going around taking out police officers because, I mean, of course, he's going to become a fugitive. They do a good job of working around it. Again, I can't get into these plot elements because I've decided this is going to be a spoiler-free review. But trust me, when you see how they set everything up and how they walk you through this conflict, you'll appreciate it, really. Yeah, so I guess that gets me to my verdict. Rebel Ridge, which is on Netflix, by the way, is a very well thought out, well executed thriller. Not action movie, but a thriller. So going in, knowing that if you're not expecting like a whole bunch of action sequences or anything like that, you're gonna have a good time. If you are expecting that, but you enjoy a good thriller, you're going to have a good time as well. With that being said, that gets me to my verdict. Rebel Ridge on Netflix gets an unapologetically legit rating from me. It is a 4 out of 5. So, have you seen Rebel Ridge? What did you think? Let me know in the comments. Continue to like, continue to share, continue to subscribe. I'm so appreciative of you all, appreciative of you guys taking this journey with me, and there's much more to come. That being said, I'm Jarius, the Unapologetic Geek. I don't know why I pointed just then, and I am out.